Hi and welcome to another devlog. As you all know, my name is Chris and I've been working on creating a fighting game from scratch in Unreal Engine. Which is no easy task. It's been a while since I updated you all, but I promise I've been hard at work. So stay patient, and I'll get you all updated with the progress from last week. The primary thing I worked on was the creation of a training stage, options to hide or unhide your hitboxes, and I added a throw box. It's no secret the key to getting better at any fighting game is training. You really need to sit back and take the hours and grind through it. There is no substitute for hard work when it comes to fighting games. If you want to get good, then you just have to spend the time. So every fighting game needs a good training stage, that is basic, free of clutter, no distractions, and nothing in the foreground. And preferably one with grid lines, so you are able to master your spacing. The absolute best training stages will also come with data options. That allows you to see things like your frame date, hitboxes, and the ability to refill your super meter. And even options for the AI to execute certain moves so you can practice. Killer Instinct even went as far as allowing you to train your own AI opponent to fight against. I don't think I will be able to add machine learning levels of AI to Ascension X at the moment. That is a tad bit out of my skill level. But I was inspired by key to create options for hitboxes and seeing frame data. To begin my training stage, I created a basic square room in 3D Studio Max to act as boundaries. I also really liked the platform from Killer Instinct. So I took a second and made a basic rectangle for my platform. I then jumped into Substance Designer and began to make a grid pattern that would be tileable. This material isn't 100% final, but I wanted to get a good grid material for the environment. So I could begin testing the game. Looking at some of the captures now, I think I will actually be changing all grid lines to black. I then took it into Unreal Engine and added basic lighting. Again, the goal isn't to create a photorealistic environment at this point, but something to allow me to work with character spacing. I also took a second and added quick post-processing effects. Nothing major, I just added a little ambient and occlusion. I turned off the bloom, turned down the saturation, and added a little vignette. I'll of course be going over everything as the game evolves, but right now for a test stage this will do. I also have the hitboxes turned on. As you can see from her idle stage, we have a hitbox for the head, a hitbox for the middle of the body, and a lower hitbox. When she jumps you will only see one in the air hitbox. However, if she ducks you can see we have two. One big hitbox for the body, and one hitbox for the head that will allow overhead hits. You really can't see it from here, but there's also a yellow collider box that represents the character. Character pushback hasn't been added yet, but I still give you the option to see it. The blue outline around represents your throw box area. And lastly, the yellow and red boxes are your proximity hit and strike box. As you can see from the polish of the video, I have quite a way to go before those hurt boxes are polished. I have the options added to where the player can turn these on and off. Being able to see your hitbox info is essential to anyone looking to get better in fighting games. And I honestly don't know why all fighting games don't include this option. But that is basically everything that I worked on recently. Obviously I have a long way to go before I have a polished fighter, but I'm not giving up. Going to keep grinding out, so if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing.